When Jesus Christ returns, will he find faith on the earth? This is a question that is posed to us this week in St. Luke's Gospel passage that we will hear on Sunday. And it's in the context of a parable about an unjust judge, a complicated and complex parable that I'll spend more time on Sunday delving into and unpacking a bit further. But I want to stick for a moment today on that question of faithfulness. And what does faithfulness look like? Well, as I thought about that, and as I've been reflecting on that question, I was reminded of this plant that my mother and Julie and Anna planted just a few short weeks ago while my mother was in town. And it's a plant that flowers in the fall and kind of sticks around through the early winter months. So it's unique in that regard because it sort of contravenes the typical practice of looking to the spring for new life and new growth. And in a way, I think that is something fundamental about faithfulness. Faithfulness is that new life, is that growth, is that flowering, even in times when things seem desolate or times when things seem to be decaying and dying. It's that light that shines forth in the darkness. And that's where we are as St. Anne's right now, too. This may be the beginning of autumn. We'll get into our rainy season, the falling leaves, the colder weather, into those dark and long nights of winter. But even in the midst of that decay and death that the earth is experiencing, we are shining forth with new life. And we're doing that in multiple ways. One, in particular, kind of connecting to this whole metaphor of plants and the earth and the environment, is that on Tuesday nights we're doing a wonderful book study combining both the work called Braiding Sweetgrass by a wonderful Potawatomi author and biologist, and St. Francis's book Laudato Si, his great encyclical on Christian environmentalism. And then on Wednesday nights, we're thrilled to reintroduce and relaunch the long cherished and blessed Wednesday evening healing service that has been such a fundamental gift and blessing to so many at St. Anne's. And then on Sundays, between our two services in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to reintroduce a forum and fellowship time to talk, at least in the beginning, about what social action looks like in the Episcopal Church, how it is that we live with each other and care for one another over the course of our journeys and over the course of our ministry as a congregation. And so these seeds of new life are sprouting and they're blossoming and they're flowering even at this time when the earth is turning darker and colder. But it's our opportunity to show that faithfulness that Christ will look for upon his return. And that leads us eventually into the beginning of Advent as we make that transition in December. Because Advent is a time of watching. It's not just a celebration of Jesus' first coming, but an anticipation and a preparation for his coming again. And it's in that second coming that we remain faithful. Like this flower, we find opportunities to blossom and grow and shine forth in our beauty, even in the dark times of the world around us. So I hope you'll join us in our various offerings that we are launching this fall, and I hope you'll come and check us out if you haven't visited before. You are most always welcome. Blessings, friends, today and always.